Verstappen in second place, Lando Norris, and taking his 6th pole position of the season, our pole sitter, Oscar Piastri. Oscar, tremendous lap at the end of Q3 there. Many congratulations. Just how important was it for you to take pole position this evening?
It obviously helps. Yeah, I mean, and the next target is to try and get a good start, and then that should make life a bit easier if I can do a good job there. So no, so far so good, but there's obviously a long way to go. A couple of pit stops for tomorrow as well. So there's still a lot that can happen, but no, everything's gone well so far.
How did that final lap feel behind the wheel? I mean, you were 7/10 faster than sprint pole this time yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I said on the in-lap, I think, driving an F1 car around this track in those conditions is probably the coolest thing ever. Having those 3 right-hand corners be, not corners according to your right foot is pretty remarkable, and obviously the grip level is incredibly high and much higher than last night too. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, everything's just felt good this week, and the car's been in a nice window. I feel like I've been able to get comfortable with it pretty quickly, and the results have followed.
You say it's in a nice window. It looks like the car's been really able to stretch its legs here in Qatar. Just in which parts of the racetrack is it at its best?
It's hard to pick a place where it's bad, to be honest. But I think the high-speed corners are the ones that feel the most impressive. 13, 14, just getting flat out towards the end of qualifying. It's always pretty impressive there. But no, I mean, the car's been good on paper. It should suit us nicely. A lot of medium and high-speed corners, and the results have followed that.
All right, and looking ahead to the race tomorrow, what's the biggest stress for you overnight?
I mean, I think the start is probably the biggest thing I need to get right tomorrow. I think we saw today with clean air, it's a massive advantage around here, and with the stint lengths, I think it's going to be a pretty fast-paced race. So that's probably the biggest thing to get right. But still a lot that can happen.
All right, very well done to you. Thank you for that, Oscar. Lando, let's come to you now. Great first lap of Q3, then you aborted. Just talk us through what happened next. What did you think about pushing to beat the clock to get another lap in?
There's no fuel, so can't do that.
Had you had the chance, how much do you think you could have improved on that first lap you did?
No idea. Don't care now. It's too late. So Oscar did a very good job today. Has done the whole weekend. I certainly felt a bit more comfortable in the car today, that I could push it a bit more in the way I wanted. So I felt better. I felt like I did a good first lap. I felt like there was plenty of places I thought I could go quicker. I think turn 2 wasn't necessarily one of them, but it was one where I just caught a bit of an understeer for some reason, and that was it. So frustrating, because I certainly think I could have done a better job and improved on my lap a good amount, but I didn't. So second on the grid for tomorrow. And
how much happier are you with the car tonight than you were after the sprint?
A lot, yeah. Obviously, it's not made me do much better, but it's certainly, I still felt a lot better. I felt like I could at least challenge for pole today, and I also had a lot of damage on the car in the end of Q3 yesterday, so I think that certainly helps as well. But yeah, it's second. Obviously, like Oscar said, long run down to turn 1 is a good opportunity for anyone to gain or lose positions. Otherwise, apart from that, I think it's going to be a pretty boring and straightforward race.
Well, Lando, if you win the Grand Prix tomorrow, you will be world champion, irrespective of what Oscar and Max do. How are you approaching the Grand Prix?
Just same as every day. I'm second, so not a lot of chance for me to win at the minute. But I'll just focus on trying to get a good start. So.
All right. Good luck with that, Lando. Thank you. And Max, very well done to you. An unbelievable turnaround this evening. Just how pleased are you, first of all, with the performance of the car?
It was better. Just trying to cancel out a bit the issues that we had yesterday, which felt a little bit nicer, but it's still there. Plus, just not really having that basically doesn't allow you to push harder, and that is basically what happened also in qualifying. We tried to, of course, make the best out of it in terms of prep, making sure that we're on top of everything with what we can change still. So it was all right. I mean, the final lap was good, but of course, just limited with the issues that I'm experiencing at the moment.
How much have you changed the car between the sprint and qualifying?
A few bits that we thought about that would help the car, which it did. Unfortunately, still some limitations that they stay in there, but they have been in the car for a while now. It's not like it's suddenly just arrived here and we don't know how to solve it or whatever. It's been a weakness for us on in this season, especially in these like long medium speed corners.
Just to clarify, what is the biggest limitation for you?
Understeer.
Understeer.
Yep.
Okay. It's a long race tomorrow, 57 laps. Can we just get your approach to the race tomorrow with the championship in the back of your mind as well?
We'll try everything we can. Start, turn one, all the laps.
How vital is it that you pass Lando at least going into turn one?
Well, if I don't pass him, then he scores more points than me.
At the start? Or do you think there'll be options later on in the race?
It will be tough. I mean, in the sprint as well, like I tried, but then, we just fall into that window where we just struggle a lot on the tires and we don't seem to really be able to keep up. And also that the few final laps of Oscar in that sprint, I need to cut a corner to do that. So it will be maybe a little bit better, but it will be tough, I think, to do that. But let's see. It's a long race. Anything can happen.
All right. Thank you for that. Good luck tomorrow. All right, let's open this to the floor. Please remember to give your name and publication. Who's first, please? Christian,
Christian Mehnert, motorsportmagazin.com. Question to all three of you. Maybe, Max, you can start with it. You touched on it a little bit, how static the race was and how difficult to overtake. So will this be one of the most important starts of your career for the three of you?
Yeah, maybe. But maybe not. I mean, you never know what happens in the race. Today the sprint was pretty boring, I would say, because you just can't follow close, tires overheat. Plus, with all these high-speed corners and high grip as well, it's just super tough to get close. Tomorrow, there's a lot more fuel in the car. Start for sure is important, but then, I mean, you never know. I mean, it can also be influenced by other cars, in the race that might ruin your own race. It's impossible to say now already that it's going to be boring tomorrow.
Christian, it was to all three, yeah? Yeah, just thoughts on the start, please, Oscar.
I mean, yes, it's obviously important, but whether it's more important or not really. There's still 25 points on offer tomorrow. Obviously, there's a championship picture, but it's got the same importance as every other race.
Lando, is the grip level very different from one side to the other?
I think it is. I think it's a lot worse on the right side, but it's normal.
All right, thank you. Scott
Mitchell from The Race. The question to all three. We've been used to you three pretty much being the benchmark for most of the season. Just in terms of your own personal performances this year, how often do you feel you've been getting the most out of yourself in your car this season? Do you feel that you've had the best season so far in Formula One that you've had?
Oscar, start with you.
I mean, I think on the whole, yes, it's been my best season by some margin. Maybe I wouldn't say the last 4 races or so have been the best, but I think when you look at the picture as a whole, it's been a very strong season so far. So it's nice to be back on form this weekend as well. But I feel like this has been the most complete season I've had. Clearly, there's still a fair bit of headroom, which is frustrating at times, but encouraging at times. So, I think it's been a good season, but still 2 more races to go.
Lando, please.
In some ways similar. Just different parts of the season have been good and bad, So, they say the most important part of the season, the last 2 months, have probably been some of my best laps in quali, best races. Mistakes or just getting my head around this year's car, which is clearly a huge step better than last year's, but it didn't come without its difficulties, and I explained that over the first third of the season or so. So there's been still times, I wouldn't say plenty, there's been times when I wish I Montreal, that kind of thing, when I could have made a different decision. But I think on the whole, between us two as drivers, we pushed each other a lot. We've done a very good job as a team. We still have areas to improve, but otherwise, certainly been my best season, especially the last couple of months. But still 2 to go.
Max, please.
Yeah, I've had a few good seasons, I think, but I think after every season, you always try to analyze stuff that you can do better or grow. Generally, of course, with experience, I think you become a little bit more all-round. I think that's normal from your first season till now. You become a bit older, hopefully also a bit wiser at times. I think this season, of course, in most scenarios, I think we always try to maximize what we had. Of course, after some weekends, we realized that we did something wrong with whatever setup or in general the car, but we still maximize what we had in that race. And I think that is something that is, of course, very positive. I'm happy. After the summer break, and especially after Zandvoort, when you're over 100 points behind, you realize there is no championship fight anymore, and here I am. We're still in it, which I think is nice. But of course, I hoped to be a little bit more competitive over the whole season, naturally, and especially now when you really need it. But I'm happy. I will never be, of course, fully happy with myself. I don't think you should be able to do that. So you always look for improvements. But of course, at this stage of your career, probably it's very marginal what you're going to improve at.
Thanks all for that. All right, next, please. Where are we going?
Matt Koch from planetf1.com. Oscar, just fleshing out that last question a little bit, if I may. You mentioned you still got headroom. What do you mean by that? I know previously you've spoken about sort of building your consistency at the end of last year or the year before or whatever it was. Do you feel you've done that? What more is there to come from you?
I think there's just been some races, obviously more recently, where things just haven't clicked. And, I think Austin and Mexico in particular, there was still some opportunities to become a better driver all round in terms of, my driving style and how I adapt to different conditions and different needs from the car. So I think that's really it, to be honest. I think for probably 90% of the season, what I've done has worked very well, and I think this weekend's been one of those. But I think there's just been certain moments through the year where I've realised that there's still things to improve on, and still ways I can get better.
Thank you, Oscar. Any more? Luke, please.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Another one for Oscar. You mentioned the fun you've had around this track on the radio on the cool down lap. When was the last time you had that kind of fun this season? Do you have to go back to Zandvoort when the results were on that high to have that? Because obviously the low grip tracks didn't suit you so much.
Winning is a lot more fun than whatever the hell happened the last 4 or 5 races, that's for sure. I mean, I think you always try and enjoy it, and I think when you look at the bigger picture, even in the last few weeks that have been tough, I'm still driving probably the fastest car, or one of the fastest cars there's ever been in the world, and doing something I love and all of that. But I think in terms of purely when I'm on track, yes, the last time was probably Zandvoort, because things just haven't clicked, haven't gone well since then. I think this track as well just lends itself to the full potential of what an F1 car, and especially one of this generation of cars, can do. Obviously, if I wasn't on pole, it probably wouldn't be quite as much fun, but I think it still would have been a pretty cool experience either way.
Thank you, Oscar. Any more? Yeah.
Scott Mitchell from the race. A question for Max. Given those long medium-speed corners here, does that deficit in qualifying kind of match pre-weekend expectations, and does it make tomorrow more about being opportunistic than thinking you can take them on just on pure pace?
It's always quite hard to know exactly what is going to happen. I was hoping, of course, for it to be better, but unfortunately, it still stands out a bit. And of course, when you have that kind of limitation, plus I think in general already in race pace, tires overheating and stuff were not the best, so that will make it a bit more difficult. But like I said, anything can happen tomorrow.